Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to our class. It's our class on grade 6 and it's our unit 8 which we are discussing in this lecture series. So today we have an SLO related to oral communication skills. So let's find out what our competency is and what is our SLO which we have to address in this lecture. So we have a competency of oral communication and it's our lecture 5, and the main topic of this SLO is conversation and discussion. In this SLO, we will learn how to conversate, what are different rules of conversation, how do we conduct the collaborative discussions, and different types of conversations. So let's go further. Firstly, we have to read the SLO. Let's talk what the SLO is saying to understand it betterly. Engage effectively in range of collaborative discussions, one-on-one, in groups, and teacher-led with diverse partners on grade level topics, text and issues, building on others' ideas and expressing their own clearly. A. Follow rules for discussion, set specific goals and deadlines, and define individual roles as needed. B. Come to discussions prepared, having read or studies required material explicitly. Draw on that preparation by referring to evidence on the topic, text, issues to probe and reflect on the ideas under the discussion. In this long SLO, we will focus on the collaborative discussion, the types of collaborative discussions, what are the rules of collaborative discussion, and what are the benefits of collaborative discussion. So in this SLO, we will focus on collaborative discussion firstly, then the types of collaborative discussion, then what are the rules of collaborative discussion, and lastly, why the collaborative discussion is important. So here is the vertical linkage. I hope you guys have got it. Let's go further. Here we have a brainstorming activity. In this brainstorming activity, let's find out what is the prompt for brainstorming. So have you ever discussed anything with any other? I hope you guys have discussed many things with your parents, with your friends. So while discussion, we follow some rules, we follow some patterns, like patterns of turn taking. Our conversations are also of different types. We conversate at the same time with one person or at the same time with many persons. So that's how humans can conversate or human discuss many things. So in this lecture, we will find out such type of discussion, particularly collaborative discussions, different patterns of collaborative discussions, and the benefits and rules of the collaborative discussion. So let's find out our topic. Firstly, we will discuss what is meant by collaborative discussion. Let's read what is meant by the collaborative discussion. So firstly, the word discussion means that to discuss something, to talk about something, to talk about any topic which you want to talk. So discussion is actually to talk about something in a scholaristic way, or we can say that in a constructive way. And collaboration means, the word collaborative comes from the collaboration, which means together. So together talk on, we can say that different topics is actually considered as collaborative discussion. Such type of discussions are actually conducted for the sake of mental development or rational development of the participants. So what is meant by the collaborative discussion? Engaging in meaningful conversation. So collaborative discussions are actually the meaningful conversations. They are not the lame conversations. They are not the, we can say that, foolish conversations with others, sharing ideas and building on each other's thoughts. So such type of discussions are actually conducted for the sake of developing the ideas of other. Such type of discussions are actually conducted in different academic institutes to develop the thoughts and the patterns and the abilities of the participants. So what are the types of collaborative discussions? There are three main types of collaborative discussion. What are these three types? Firstly, one-on-one conversation or one-on-one discussion. In this type, there are only two participants, two persons, two individuals which discuss something and among them. So there is the second type, which is in group discussion, and Thirdly, there is a third type, which is teacher-led conversation, which mostly occurs in the classroom. In group, there are the participants are not determined, they can be more than two, and teacher-led conversations or discussions are actually happen in the classroom when teacher leads a discussion or starts a conversation or start a discussion on a particular topic, most of the time the topic of the day. So let's go further. We have the importance of collaborative discussion. So let's find out why the collaborative discussions are so much important, so much significant. So as the collaborative discussions are the meaningful discussions which develop your knowledge, your skills on something. So what are the benefits? Helps in understanding different viewpoints. When you discuss something, it enlarge your egocentric perspective and make yourself more aware to the other perspectives, to the other viewpoints, which is not your perspective, which is not your point, but maybe the point of someone other. So it enlarge your capacity of thinking, it enlarge your viewpoint, and it introduce you different viewpoints on a particular topic. Like we can say that we have a topic of discussion on corruption. So maybe you are talking about the patterns of corruption. How can one do corruption? So on this topic, there may be a lot of viewpoints. For one person, the corruption is not to do his or her work correctly. For second person, the corruption is that you are not able for a job but you still doing that job. So there are different viewpoints which you have learned during any collaborative discussion. Secondly, it develop critical thinking and communication skills, because these communications are mostly led orally, and these communication presents new ideas and make yourself think. That's why such type of conversations or discussions develops the critical thinking and communication skills. Thirdly, why they are important? Such type of conversation encourages teamwork and cooperation. It teach you how to work together, how to discuss something together, how to do a work as a team. So this is how, when the collaborative discussions or the collaborative conversations make yourself develop, make yourself more, we can say that, academically rich. So let's find out what are the rules which we have to bother while collaborative discussions. So what are the rules? There are some rules which are very necessary, very important for the effective collaborative discussion. So firstly, we have to follow the rules of the discussion. Respect others' opinion. If you don't agree with someone's opinions, don't attack on him or her. You just have to respect the opinion of other. You can deny the opinion, but in a very respectful way. Secondly, you have to listen carefully before speaking. Firstly, you have to listen the other, what other is saying. Most of the time, students or participants do that. Someone is not stating something, but they actually associate that point or that view, that perspective to that person, and then start attacking on him or her on the base of that point which he don't make. That's why you have to listen carefully. It's the second rule. Thirdly, wait for your turn. The turn talking is very important. Here you have to wait for your turn and respect the turns of the other. Secondly, set specific goals and deadlines. The second main rule which we have to follow while the for conducting the effective discussion, effective collaborative discussion, you have to set specific goal of discussion. What you have to do, decide the purpose of discussion. What you want to deduce from the discussion is very important. Firstly, you have to decide the topic, then you have to decide what you want to deduce or what you want to evaluate, what you want to, we can say that, derive from that discussion. It has to be clear for a pure, or we can say that, effective collaborative discussion. Secondly, agree on a time limit. You have to decide some certain time. Let's suppose we can say that 60-minute or 50-minute or something like that. Thirdly, plan the discussion points. You have to make a draft of the discussion. Firstly, we have to discuss this point, secondly this, thirdly this, fourthly this, like that. it makes your discussion more structured and more, we can say that, effective. So these are the rules for the effective discussion or effective collaborative discussion. I hope you guys have understand what is meant by collaborative discussion, what are its patterns, how it can be conducted, what are the rules for the effective collaborative discussion. So use your knowledge and attempt this classroom activity according to the knowledge which you have gained from this video. So let's go further. Here is the simulation. The simulation is also based on the rules and the concept of collaborative discussion. It will also enlarge your understanding about the collaborative discussion and how it can be effective or how it can be beneficial. The link is in the comment section, in the description as well. You can see this video to enlarge your understanding. Let's go further. Here we have a homework according to your knowledge, according to your SLO which you have achieved in this video, or we try to achieve this SLO. According to that SLO, that knowledge, attempt this homework. Let's go further. Here we have resources. These resources will help you guys to achieve your SLOs in a better way. If you find any issue, I hope you guys have understand what is the SLO was and how you have to conduct collaborative discussions effectively in different settings and in different patterns. If you find any issue, any confusion, any doubt in this regard according to this SLO, you can ask from your teacher as well and in the comment section as well. I hope you guys have understand. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.